Yeah, ready. तनुच्छायाभिस्ते तरुणतरणिश्रीसरणिभिः दिवं सर्वामुर्वीम् अरुणिमनिमग्नां स्मरति यः दिवं सर्वामुर्वीमरुणिमनिमग्नां स्मरति यः भवन्त्यस्य त्रस्यत् वनहरिणशालीन नयनाः भवन्त्यस्य त्रस्यद्वनहरिणशालीन नयनाः सहोर्वश्यावश्याः कति कति न गीर्वाणगणिकाः सहोर्वश्यावश्याः कति कति न गीर्वाणगणिकाः.
Very beautiful, ma. Thank you. Okay. Tanuchayabhiste Taruna Tarani Sri Saranibhi. Want to say hi to everybody? Hi. The neighbor's child. Every day she'll come and listen to some chants. While chant or anything is happening, she'll very silently listen to it. And then after that, she'll start her this thing, but she'll nicely listen to while the chants. Okay.
She's so fortunate to have a neighbor like this, you know. Such a
Nida Tanuchayabhiste Taruna Tarani Sri Saranibihi Divam Sarvam Urvim Aruni Mani Magnam Smaratiya Bhavantyasya Trasyad Vanaharina Shalina Nayanaha Sahorvashya Kati Katina Girvana Ganika. So Bhagavan Shankara here is see these are similar to a few other verses also we saw earlier, that what power the meditator on Devi receives, right? That he becomes wanted by everybody. He becomes so attractive to everybody. Right? So this is also in similar lines. So what he is saying is Tanu Chaya Bhiste. This is Tanu Chaya Chaya Bhi Te. So your body or the rays that are coming from your body is like the newly risen sun. Taruna Tarani Shri Sarani Bhi. It is like the rays of the newly rising sun. Bala Taparuchim. We saw in the previous verse, right? Bala Taparuchim. The same way here, Taruna Tarani. Taruna means young. Tarani is rays. And it's coming from your body. Tanu means body. It's coming from your body, O mother. Or the rays coming from your body is like the rays of the morning sun, or the rays that are coming from the morning sun are as though it's coming from your body. You understand? You can see it either ways. If you're wanting to think of mother, and then if you think of her and then we look at the sun's rays, we're saying the rays that are coming from the sun's rays, or it is the rays that are coming from your body, it's as though. So if the focus is on Devi's form, then it's as though it is the rays of the sun, where the focus is Divine Mother. If the focus is on the sun, then you're saying when you're looking at the sun, you're reminded of Mother. It's as though like it's coming from your body. Either ways. The point is there is a close relationship between Devi or Parashakti that we visualize as this morning rising sun. And why is that brought, that relationship is created? In a way, there's a certain beauty to the rising of the sun, there's a color that it dispenses, right? Rest of the day, it's generally this golden yellowish color. But the color that it sends out at the morning rise, the sun that sends out, is very unique, very different. And then that rising, that color, which means when you wake up, the first thing that you see is the sun, and the first thing that you think of is Divine Mother, right? So that relationship is created. And remember, we are talking about times where people wake up to sunrise and go off to sunset. Okay, these are different times, so it's difficult to correlate that. But we need to remember, we are not nocturnal beings. We are diurnal, which means we operate during the day and at night, but primarily we are day beings. We are beings that operate during the day. Our whole physiological structure, both our physiology and our emotional and our mental structures, operate at its best during the day. So this relationship is important, which means when we wake up in the morning, when we look at the sun, we think of her grace, that it is she who is enlivening my day. It is she who is giving light out in the form of the sun. She, as the sun, is giving out the rays into this world. Divam sarvam urvim aruni mani magnam smarati yaha. So smarati yaha means one who meditates. Yaha means one who meditates on what? Smarati yaha, on what? On this light that is coming from the Surya, or coming from Devi, from Mother herself, from her body, and it is immersing what? The earth and the heavens. And what is the color that it is immersing it with? Red color. Aruni. It is immersing everything in this red color. And this red color gives us an immediate experience of the morning redness, gives us an experience of awakening, waking up. So it is also a representation of an awakening that should happen within us. When we also see the Surya outside, or we see the rising sun, it's a symbol to recognize that there should be an awakening that should happen within. Right? That awakening happens within through her grace. It will happen only through her grace. Now, red color, one thing is, we had spoken about this much earlier, I remember. It said how the color red is important even in the symbol, in Vibgyor, if you see, violet is the farthest color on one side, and red is the farthest color on this side. So the lowest frequency is red and the highest frequency is violet. Okay. And frequencies that are lower than red are called as infrared. If you heard of this term, right? Infrared. And the frequencies that are higher than violet are called ultraviolet. So the range goes across, but what we can experience is Vibgyor, violet on one side to red. And why red is important is also because if you see, red is closest to the starting frequency, the frequency that you can associate with, which is why you see the traffic lights are all red in color, because that's a color that you can't miss. It's a color that you can't miss. And violet is the highest frequency color. So you see, Shiva is given the color of violet, bluish, violetish color, while Devi is given the color of red. So between Shiva and Shakti, all the colors are covered. And the whole process is going from Shakti, from the Kundalini rises from here and goes up to Shiva. So colors have a significance in the way we also perceive life. When you see certain colors, you feel certain things. Red is also the color of blood. Of course, red is also a scary color in a lot of ways, right? Because red is essentially life. It is the color of life. Color of blood is the color of life, which means without blood, there is no life. So the prana or the essence of life is red in color, which is why Devi, who is the lowest frequency, she's associated with the lowest frequency, means she is the closest to us in that sense. She is closest to us because she is of the color of that color, which is the lowest frequency, which is easily accessible. The color that you can very easily access is the lowest frequency, which is red in color. So that relationship has been created. So she is Aruni Mani Magnam. So she is, that color is immersing everywhere. So everywhere you see red color. My daughter was just playing a song from this movie called Rocky or Rani, recent movie. Ranveer Singh, Alia Bhatt. There is one song where they are dancing for a Durga Puja. And you see the visuals of that song, it's fully red. Very beautifully picturized, the song. I mean, the visuals of that. So you see a huge Durga Ma statue, and everybody is wearing red, and everything around, the whole surrounding is red. So there is red color thrown, and the whole visual of that, the filming is done, is very red in color. So it looks very beautiful. And so that is the symbol of mother. So you imagine the whole world painted in red color. So he's saying one who meditates upon mother in that form of complete redness all over, what happens to him? So first two lines says, "Oh mother, your rays coming out of your body during the rising sun, and the rays that are spreading all over the heavens and the earth, and that color, one who meditates upon you like that, what happens to him? Bhavantyasya trasyat vanaharina shalina nayanaha sahorvashya kati katina girvana ganikaha." He says, so such a person, people like Urvashi and other Ganikaha, Girvana Ganikaha, all the other celestial damsels, they get attracted towards him. Trasyad Vanaharina. Trasyad Vanaharina is a frightened forest deer. A deer, when it's frightened, it moves its eyes left, right. I don't know if Shiva is there on this thing. She can probably show it to us how the dancers, they can actually move their eyes from left to right very swiftly. And it looks very beautiful. So there are usually two animals. I was just saying that like a dancer moves their eyes from left to right. I was just wondering if you can do a demonstration with people.
Is it deer?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So the way the eyes move like that, it's nice to look at. And when a deer does it, it's even more beautiful. Of course, Shiva, your eyes are beautiful. I'm not saying that, but when a deer's eyes are, because the deer's eyes themselves are supposed to be beautiful. Like the doe bird, its eyes are supposed to be beautiful. Likewise, the deer eye is supposed to be beautiful. So a beautiful eye, and you see this eyeball moving left and right. So he's saying such beauty, somebody who's got such beauty, that kind of a person will come in your Vashya, which means will come in the person who's meditating upon mother in this form, such beautiful ladies whose eyes are so beautiful, like a Vanaharina, Trasyad Vanaharina, Shalina Nayanaha. The eyes are moving like this, trembling in fear. But those such beautiful eyes, who are such ladies, who are just women, such women are Urvashi, Saha Urvashyaha, Saha Urvashya, which means along with Urvashi, who are the other celestial nymphs na solluvaanga.
Rambai Tilottama.
Ramba, Tilottama, Menaka.
Tilottama, Urvashi, Menaka.
Menaka. These are 4, right? So all of them, and not just them. Kati Kati Girvana Kanikaha. Kati Kati, which means many, many Girvana Ganikaha. All the celestial beings, celestial damsels, celestial Gandharvas. All those people, how can they not get attracted? Vashyaha. Kati Kati na Vashyaha. How can they not be attracted towards this person who Smarati Yaha, the one who thinks of you, O mother? How he thinks of you as Tanuchaya Viste Taruna Tarani Shri Saranibihi Divam Sarvam Urvim Arunimani Magnam Iti Smarati Yaha, the one who thinks like this. For him, all these beautiful women will be attracted, which means when mother's grace is received by us, dawns upon us, all people, so here when we say women, usually attraction, whenever we talk the terms of attraction, love, it's always shown, metaphorically shown between a male and a female, a young, very good looking and all of that, right? So usually these are the definitions of beauty. So they're using that definition that damsels, Gandharvas are so beautiful, but they get attracted and they come under the Vashya or under the command of such people. So usually somebody who's very beautiful is also known to be, headstrong or arrogant, right? They carry a certain arrogance because they of course, those who are beautiful and also think of themselves as beautiful, they carry a certain arrogance, right? They won't easily submit to anybody that way. But and when we say beauty, it could be beauty of intelligence. Somebody who's very intelligent will also not submit. Somebody who thinks very talented will also carry an arrogance. Somebody who is wealthy, right, who's got a lot of prosperity and possessions and wealth, that person will also carry a certain arrogance. All of these people who are prosperous in some way, physical beauty, intellectual beauty, talent, some kind of talent they carry, or wealth, even those people, those who are arrogant, who have arrogance of what they possess, they will come and submit to such a person, which means such a person will be able to, he will not have a problem engaging with people in the world. So if mother is meditated upon like this, such a person will not have difficulties. This is almost like we spoke about Rajashyamala. Rajashyamala's one of the capabilities she offers is a Vashikarana. Vashikarana is to be able to attract. Now the point is, a true sadhaka doesn't go around trying to attract. What we're saying is, the sadhaka does this, he focuses on mother in this form, people around will see something attractive in this individual. Right? We have seen such people who carry themselves in a certain way and who are focused on their sadhana, focused on their austerities, their practices. People around will find something, something interesting about this individual. They'll want to come and they'll want to spend some time. They'll want to speak to this person and so on and so forth, right? So So the small Devi here is wanting attention. So that is, so in that form, when we look at Devi in that form, and what is also happening to the sadhaka when he visualizes Devi in that form is that he sees her presence everywhere. Correct? When you see her presence everywhere, then one is not drawn to something or trying to get to something or trying to hanker about something. So it's like it is said, when you when there's a nice story about Vidyaranya Muni. He wanted a lot of wealth. He wanted a lot of prosperity. He wanted a lot of wealth. So someone told him that you do Gayatri Japa for 1 crore times. And then you do that Japa, you will be able to receive her grace and she will shower you with a lot of wealth. And so Vidyaranya Muni, Vidyaranya Swami, before he becomes a Swami, he has this very strong desire. So when somebody tells him this, and then he goes and does a lot of Japa, Gayatri Japa, he keeps doing day and night for several years. He does it. And then he reaches the count 1 crore, yet nothing happens. And then he continues doing, and then even after the count is over, he continues doing for a period of time. And then this point comes where he is frustrated because there is nothing that's happening. So what is the value of doing all of this? So he reaches a point where he is so frustrated that he sees that there's no change that's happening. He goes into the river and he takes a dip and he takes Swayam Sannyasa. He takes sannyasa and gives up everything, and he tells, I give up everything. I'm frustrated. There's no point. I did this because I wanted all this and I'm not getting anyway. So I don't believe and trust this. I'm giving up everything. And the moment he gives up everything and then tries to walk out of the river, Gayatri Devi appears. And he says, then he tells, what do you want, my son? Tell me. And he says, what do you mean? What do you want? Now I don't want anything. When I wanted, you didn't appear. When I really wanted, I could make use of it. You didn't appear. Now you're coming and asking me, what do you want? I don't want anything. You go. So then Devi says, no, you've called me. I will certainly give you. Now that you've dropped the desire for wanting something, I will certainly give you. Then he says, what do I do with it now? I have taken up sannyasa. I am not going to use this. He says, I am going to give you wealth. Use this to guide someone or build something. So then the story is he uses this, and the two kings, the Vijayanagara Empire was set up with this whole, with the wealth that he received. He got the two boys who he found fit to be kings, and then he used all this money and he guided them and helped them to set up the whole Vijayanagara Empire. But he didn't own anything at the end of it, right? So it is like that. When we go behind Lakshmi, Lakshmi will keep going away. So in the same way, when we focus on Mother, we just tell, all I want is your blessing, your grace, then everything else will follow. So people will come, wealth will come, prosperity will come, auspiciousness will come, all of that will come. So when he sings, Sahor Vashya Vashyaha, all of this will come to you, to one who meditates upon Mother and sees her as immersed in everything around us. Immersed in everything around, right? When we see Mother that way, in this color, then whatever needs to come will come through her as grace. Okay, so that is this particular shloka. Tanuchaya bhiste taruna tarani shri saranibhi Divam sarvam urvim arunimani magnam smaratiyah. Bhavantyasyatrasyad vanaharina shalina nayanaha sahorvashya vashyaha katikatina girvana ganikaha. Okay. So now we move to the 19th one.
Yeah, read. Mukham bindum kritva kuchayugamadhastasya tadadho haraddham dhyayedyo haramahishite manmathakalam ससत्य संक्षोभम नयति वनिता इत्यति लघु त्रिलोकीमप्याशु भ्रमयति रवीन्दुस्तनयुगाम्.
Beautiful. Trilokim apyashu. So when you said Trilokim apyashu, இழஞ்சி வருது. Trilokim apyashu. Very nice man. Mukham bindum kritva kucha yugam adhastasya tadadho. Adhastasya kucha yugam adhaha tasya tad adhaha harardham dhyayetyah hara mahishite manmathakalam sa sadya sankshobham nayati vanita ityati laghu trilokim apyashu भ्रमयति ravi indu stana yugam. So this one actually here Adi Shankara is introducing a particular yantra. It's called the Kamakala yantra. Introducing. I'll show that yantra how it looks. So he says this is another form of meditating upon Devi. Moola mantratmika moola kutatraya kalebara kulamrtaika rasika kula sanketa palini. So moola mantratmika moola kutatraya kalebara. Lalita Sahasranam. So you can see her in the mantra form, you see her in the yantra form. So this is a yantra. So the yantra here is Kamakala yantra. The way he is describing is Mukham bindum kritva. So make the face as bindu of the Sri Chakra. Or make the face as the center. And then from there, so from here you start drawing a line. Kritva.
அண்ணா ஷேர் பண்ணிருக்கேன்ல அண்ணா.
I will show.
Are you showing?
I will show.
Oh, okay.
First, I want us to visualize, and then I'll show it. So the face is the center. We start from this as the center. Then kucha is the two breasts. The pair of breasts. Kucha yugam. Adaha tasya. So idoda kizha. Mukhamoda kizha irukkiradhu breasts. So angendu rendu line ipdi. Then harardham dhyayedyah. So below that tat adha tadadho. So this line belongs to this one. Tadadha means so first is the face, below that are the breasts, below that harardham dhyayedyah. Harardham is the yoni. So you have the face, you have the breasts and the yoni. This is the Trikuta. Vagbhava Kuta is the face, Madhya Kuta is the neck, below the neck and until the waist, and from under the waist, the yoni is the Shakti Kuta. This is called the Madhya Kuta in the middle. This is the first is the Vagbhava Kuta, which is the face, then the Madhya Kuta, and the third one is the Shakti Kuta. Okay. So Devis, and if those who had heard the Lalita Trishati, we did a couple of Navaratris ago, we did Lalita Trishati. So in that I had explained how the 15 letters of Lalita Trishati actually correlate to these three parts. The three parts of Lalita Trishati has the first First is called the Vagbhava Kuta, the Madhya Kuta, and the Shakti Kuta. And for each part, there are Bijaksharas. So 15 Bijaksharas are 5, it's 4, 5, 6, and 4. Bijaksharas like that. So, so this is a way of visualizing Devi. So I'll just show this particular diagram. Gives us an idea of how this particular nama is, or the shloka is explained. You see this? See, this is Kama Kala. This is why it's called the Kama Kala Yantra. So face is here. Mukham bindum kritva kuchayugam adhastasya tadadho. So under there is this. And below that, tadadho harardham is the yoni. Harardha Kala. Hara Ardha Kala. Hara Ardhana Ardhanarishwara. So this is also the Ardhanari form of Devi, of Shiva. So which is why she is referred here as Harardham, Hara Mahishi. She is referred to in context with Shiva. She is the half of Shiva, and she is also the queen Mahishi of Hara. So the presentation here is of Ardhanarishwara. So when we are meditating upon the Ardhanari form of Devi or Shiva, and that is the form. If you want to think of a form, it will be Ardhanari form for this particular shloka. If you are seeing it as a yantra, this is the yantra. You have the triangle, and then you have a small triangle at the bottom. It's called the Hardhakala triangle. This is the yoni. Okay. Now, and then you have, where is this Kamakala mentioned? Is mentioned in Manmatha Kalam. See the second line? Harardham dhyayet yaha hara mahishi te Manmatha Kalam. Manmatha is also known as Kameshwara or Kamaraja. Not Kameshwara, is called as Kamaraja. He is represented as the Kama Kala here. So Manmatha Kalam means Kama Kalam. And this is the formation of the Kama Kalam. So what Adi Shankara is saying is, one who meditates upon Devi in this form, what happens to him? Sasadhyaha. He immediately, instantly, Sankshobham Nayati Vanita, which means it is very easy for him to agitate or to activate Vanita, women. Iti Ati Laghu. Ati Laghu is very simple, romba easy. Ati Laghu. Right? And let's go back to this. So that particular Kamakala that you saw is the yantra on which, if one meditates, they get the ability to agitate or activate Vanita, women, and lead them very easily. Trilokim apyashu Brahmayati Ravindu Stanayugam. All those women, not just generally any women, all those women in the three worlds are considered to be beautiful. Ravi Indu Stana Yugam. They've got the sun and the moon as their breasts. In the three worlds, they can be activated or they can be fascinated by this person, Dhyayet Yaha, the one who meditates upon this form of Devi, this Yantra Swarupa of Devi or Mantra Swarupa of Devi. Okay. Now, I need to take another 5-6 minutes just to look at some aspect of this. So when we look at breasts, always presentation, the representation of breasts indicates two things. One is nourishment. The other is also indicating the Ida and the Pingala nadis that flow within us. The Ida nadi is the Chandra nadi or the cool nadi. The Pingala nadi is the Surya nadi or the hot nadi. Energy needs to flow through the Sushumna nadi, which is in the Bindu. So when the energy is, when we are able to meditate and able to bring our mind into a single one-pointed focus, then the energy does not flow either in the Ida or the Pingala. It will flow in the Sushumna. That is important for a meditator, because as long as you're either in the Ida or on the Pingala, you are in duality. You are constantly beaten by the duality. There are times when you're either very gentle, very soft, very understanding, very creative. There are times when you are very active, very heated up, very aggressive, very dominant. So if you keep beating between the two and not amalgamating the two in synergy, then you'll always live a life of duality. You'll always live a life of distress, because your mind is getting beaten between two extremes within you. So the Sushumna nadi is the nadi when we need to bring our energies into. So when we bring our focus on the Bindu, which is the face, and this triangle, and the yoni. So yoni, under the upper triangle, the yoni, so the triangle on the upper side is facing upwards like this, and the yoni is smaller, it's facing downwards. The yoni that is facing downwards is a representation of creation. Yoni is the place from where creation happens, right? And Devi, for tantric worshippers, the easiest way, and I wouldn't say the easiest way, it is very tough, but the easiest way to get to Devi is through the yoni worship, but it's
effective way.
Yeah, correct. That's the right word. The most effective way is through the yoni worship, but it's not the easiest. So that particular, in fact, in Kamakhya temple in Assam, there is a temple that's dedicated to the yoni. In fact, it's said that 3 days in a year or something like that, it's closed because mother bleeds through the yoni. And all of this worship is very tantric in nature, what they do there. It's like they say, it's not for the faint-hearted, right? It's not for the faint-hearted, because you're dealing with life energies, fundamental raw life energies. And we're dealing with that, we have to have a certain strength of, we need to carry a certain strength, mental and an emotional and an energetic strength that we need to carry to be able to approach her through the yoni. Because once you approach in that form, in that aspect, like Sita, you said, it's very effective, because the what you receive there is instantaneous. Sadhya, instantly Sankshobham. See, here also he is saying, Bhagavan Adi Shankara is saying, Saha Sadhya Sankshobham. Very quickly he'll get the ability to activate and move things. He'll get that, all those siddhis will come to him. But then, as a spiritual sadhaka, we are not looking for siddhis particularly, right? We are looking to bring the aspect of Devi within ourselves. Bring Devi within ourselves so that we experience what it means to be Devi, what it means to be Shiva, what it means to be the Ardhanari aspect. We bring that within us. And whatever we live life as we live, we do what we do. But then we are not using these tools to achieve material ends. The biggest problem that we will fall in, if any of these tools are used to achieve material ends, it will always come with a baggage of karma. It will come with a baggage of it's like this, right? Or any coin has two sides, so it will always, the side that you're asking for, you will not know the side that you're given also. The side that you're asking for you may get quickly, but there is another side to it which you didn't ask for, but it will always come along, and that you may not be able to deal with. So it's always best when we do these things, we just offer it as a prayer, as a love offering. Let mother decide what she needs to give back. So that association with a yantra, with a puja, with a mantra, whatever we do, when we do that with this attitude of surrender, that I'm just doing because I love you, because I love to do it. Just with that feeling, if we do, then there is no attachment or desire attached to it. The only desire is the love of doing it. Right? So in this shloka, Adi Shankara is telling us that this is the yantra form that we can approach Devi to. Mukham bindum kritva kuchayugam adhastasya tadadho harardham dhyayetyah hara mahishite manmatha kalam sah sadhya sankshobham nayati vanita ityati laghu trilokim apyashu Brahmayati Ravindu Stanayugam. So when we pray on Devi as this form, as this yantra, then our attention, our focus is not getting thrown between Ida and Pingala, Ravi and Indu. Ravi is Surya, Indu is Chandra. It's not getting battered between the two. We come to this, we remain in the Bindu, we come to the center, and we remain centered. See, the term centered is a very beautiful term, right? Remain centered doesn't mean that you're selfish or you're you're selfish. It doesn't mean you're selfish. Self-centered no term people used to say self-centered. That's not the right thing. The best thing is to be centered on the self. Right? When we are centered on the self all the time, then we are not battered between the Ravi and Indu and the pair of breasts of mother. You take the nourishment. You need the nourishment from the breasts. But where do you want to remain? You want to remain in the Bindu. You remain centered in the self. Right? That is the 19th shloka. Okay. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva Buddhyatmanava Prakate Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayati Samarpayami Sadashivayati Samarpayami Jagadambikayati Samarpayami Sadgurunathayati Samarpayami Hari Om Tat Sadgurubhyo Namah Hari Om Hari Om